a little birdie told me it's time to go wild.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm a zookeeper here at Roger Williams Park Zoo in Providence, Rhode Island. Here at the zoo, we want to engage our guests in conservation of wildlife and wild places. Here in the faces of the rainforest, I get the privilege of working with our sloth family, Fiona, Wesley, and our newest member, Beanie. Sloths are such amazing animals. Over the last 5 to 10 years, they've become very popular. And I think one of the big reasons for that is, one, they're very cute, but also people tend to live very hectic lifestyles. So I think that they look at a sloth and want to emulate them a little bit, slow down, just relax. Our sloths are from the northern countries in South America. So since it's very hot and humid, they have slowed down, and in doing so, they're being masters of conserving energy. Wesley he's very relaxed. He's a really slow-moving character, and he likes to eat very slowly. Sometimes I'll give him a piece of food, he'll have to sniff it for a good 30 seconds, and then he'll take a bite. Fiona loves her food. So she's been really good at working with us because we can offer her food in exchange for a behavior. And one behavior that has been really valuable is entering a crate. Once she enters the crate, we can move her to a new location, and it's not stressful on her at all, and she gets her favorite food rewards. So what we would do is about once a week, bring her in the back, and our vet would come over and do an ultrasound on Fiona. So we got to watch Beanie grow through her whole life since she was inside Fiona's tummy. So their gestation, which means how long they're pregnant for, is about 11 to 11.5 months. That's almost a year. So we had to wait a long time for Beanie to come. So one morning I came in and I noticed Fiona was in labor. So I called the vet, and she was watching on a camera from her office, and we noticed that Fiona was actually having some problems delivering the baby. So we were able to bring Fiona to the hospital where she gave birth with the assistance of our veterinarian, Dr. Kim. The whole process was very scary because the baby was so big. We had a big little Beanie. She weighed 690 grams, which is almost double that of the average birth weight of a sloth. So that's why Fiona had so much trouble. But with the wonderful work of our vet, she was able to give birth to a beautiful, healthy little Beanie, and we love her. Little Beanie is just a doll. Never, ever would I have thought sloths would have bursts of energy. This is the first baby sloth born at Roger Williams Park Zoo, so I'm learning a lot. Baby sloths will nap with their parents, but they'll also start investigating their surroundings. So often I'll find little Beanie in the branches right near mom. And I've seen Beanie play with mom. She likes to bite her mom's little feet, and she just likes to engage with her mom in general. One of the things I've noticed about Beanie is she loves her vegetables. Here at the zoo, we give them fruits and veggies and a lot of leafy greens and flowers, like hibiscus flowers. Beanie has tried various foods since she's been born. One of her very first food items that she tried was actually a string bean, and she loved it. She does nurse from her mom to get her milk, but she also nibbles on green beans and softened squash and yams. And she's very good at trying new things. There is a stereotype that sloths are lazy, but I don't agree with this at all. They're not lazy. They are masters of conserving energy. They actually have a really healthy lifestyle. So sloths, it's thought, sleep most of the time, but it's not true. They really only sleep about 10 hours a day. The rest of the time, they kind of sit and scan and relax, but they're awake. And you can kind of think of that as meditation. They're in the moment. Sloths also have very slow, deliberate movements. This is also a way that they're conserving their energy. Slow, deliberate movements are really, really good for you. Many people practice yoga. Now, the sloth will do a tree pose in their own way. They're built differently than us, so their tree pose in yoga looks more like they're hanging. They can hang from a branch for hours. So our tree pose is more like this. So, for you at home, why don't you be more like a sloth? Why don't you try to slow down? Try meditation. Try the tree pose. Try new vegetables. Be a healthy eater. Be like a sloth.